Hi, Josh Barker with RE/MAX Town & Country Real Estate. Thank you for checking out our market update for the month of May 2018. You know, like I like to do each month, this month let's go ahead and start off by looking at the housing report for the Shasta County Multiple Listing Service. So again, just another great month. Last month, in the month of April, there was 264 properties that closed escrow last month. And if you compare it to 1 year ago in the same month of April, there was also 264 properties that sold and closed escrow. So as you can see, we're still consistently selling at a very similar volume and rate as we were just 12 months ago. So those are good things to look at. The next thing, I'm just going to put this slide right over the top of it. If you look at the total homes for sale, currently we're averaging around 978 properties for sale in the county. Last year, there was 887 properties for sale, so it's a change of about 8% in terms of the listing volume. So we have a few more homes available for sale and the same amount of sales volume. So it's beginning to skew a little bit towards more of a buyer's market, but don't be surprised that it doesn't feel that way. For example, for homes that are under $300,000, I don't have to tell you what it feels like if you've been out there in a multiple offer situation only to find out you've been beat out by a different buyer. I can imagine it would be a frustrating thing, and that's just because under $300,000 there's just not as much inventory available, yet there's a lot of buyers that qualify in that price point, so there's a lot of competition. Now if you take the upper end market, let's say homes that are over $450,000, it's noticeably a different type of market. The appreciation has been much slower, days on market is much longer, and it overall just feels like a less performing price point. There's a couple of reasons why that's taking place. First of all, we have a lot of the new construction is focused in the higher price range, and that's because the affordability, the ability for a builder to build for a modest profit really starts to show up on larger homes versus showing up on smaller homes. So that added inventory is actually drawing buyers away from the resale market, and it's pushing them towards new homes. That has an impact. Secondly, as we know, our wages here in Shasta County, they're not as high as would be necessary to keep the higher price point selling at a high enough volume to see a lot of appreciation. In fact, our silver lining, if there is one in the upper end price range, it's our out-of-town buyers that are coming in from the Bay Area and Southern California and other places across the country. It's those kinds of buyers from out of the area with large down payments that are really making a big difference in the upper end. The final piece to talk about is that middle price point that's between $300,000 and $450,000. What I can tell you now is that price point is really a mixed bag. One thing I have noticed for sure though is that condition has a major role, or plays a major role, in how fast a home sells and what it sells for. So there's niche neighborhoods, there's some areas that perform a little bit better than others, but condition of the home tends to be the dominating factor in homes getting sold between that $300,000 and $450,000 price range. So just some good information to look at. Final thing I wanted to talk about was just rental rates. You know, I've talked about this now multiple times on market updates, and I'm going to share it again. The rents, the cost of renting is going up all around the county, and it's really going up all around the state. Big problem is that we don't have a lot of new housing, and we don't have it coming up at a rate that's high enough to meet the current demand. And so you're starting to see rents continue to increase, fewer options for would-be tenants. And again, this is another good reason why it might make sense to consider purchasing if that's something that's in your long-term plan. I mean, if you can set up a fixed expense for an extended period of time by getting a home with a mortgage, that's far better than paying higher rents in the future if you're renting. And hey, if you're going to be paying rent, you might as well be paying it to yourself versus somebody else. So in any case, if you have any questions at all about the market here in Shasta County, we're always here to help. Thanks again for your time today. Make it a great day.